Do you want to learn how to ride a motorcycle? Well, if you do, I'm happy to help. Let me talk to you about the controls on a motorcycle first. And we're going to try and do this all in one shot. So bear with me if it goes a little long. Anyways, so this is called your clutch. Your clutch is going to be what allows you to work with this thing down here called your shifter. Your clutch allows you the opportunity to change gears. So to change gears, you pull in the clutch, push up or down on the shifter. Now, when you're riding a motorcycle, it's important to remember how the gears work. Unlike in a car where everything's, you're just going up and back, on a motorcycle, you're going down and up. So what you're going to do is to get into first gear, and first gear is obviously going to be the first, push it down to first. Then we go press halfway up to neutral. Give another little half press. I think we might actually skip neutral. But then we're going third, fourth, fifth, sixth, right? Now we can't go up anymore. So if you want to go back down, pull in the clutch, push down fifth, fourth, third, half press down to neutral, half press down to first. And see, can't go down any further. Okay, so that's our shifter. And if you want to remember an easy way to remember a bike, the left side of the bike determines how fast you can go in terms of what miles per hour you can get to. The right side of the bike is the power side. Power side is going to be your throttle, right? That's the gas pedal in a car, basically. There's going to be your front brake. Your front brake is different than your rear brake. And I don't mean, I mean that literally, and there's a second meaning, hang on with me. This here is going to be your rear brake. Your rear brake and your front brake are not equal, but you use them equally, okay? This is your primary brake. Your front brake has a lot more power. It digs into the ground. It helps your tire dig into the ground much better. And so you're going to be using your front brake to do the majority of your stopping, but you're also using your rear brake in connection with your front brake. Think of it like 70% front brake, 30% rear brake, but your pressure on each brake is the same. Okay. Now, you have a third type of brake on a motorcycle, and that's going to be your engine. Now, this is going to be something called engine braking. Engine braking is nothing more than rolling off the throttle. Okay? So you're going to add speed, and when you let off the throttle, the bike's going to slow down, right? And that's called engine braking. It's similar to if you have a Tesla, right? And you are on the gas and you let off the gas, the car actively brakes, regenerative braking. Exact same concept. If you've ever been on a boat, you stop applying forward pressure because you're on the water, the boat's not going to keep going like that, okay? In a car, you're going to roll, in most other cars, you're going to keep continuing to roll, not engine brake as much, okay? This handlebar right here doesn't do anything. These are going to be your high beams and low beams. This is going to be your starter switch. Up to kill, it's called your kill switch. That's why there's that X right there. Up to stop, down to start. Okay? Then this is cruise control, but not every bike has that, so we won't really talk about that. Okay. And if you're wondering, this is the exhaust. I took a big exhaust off it and put a little shorty on there. Give me a little more sound. So to start the bike, you're going to need the key. All right? Put the key in the ignition. And we turn it. Some bikes, like cruisers, might have their ignitions down here, where sport bikes and pretty much most other bikes have their ignition up here. Now you might be wondering what this guy is. This is your fuel tank. Okay, so this is just where you put your gas in. Okay. To start a motorcycle, what are we gonna do? First thing we gotta do, kick up the kickstand. Boom. Most bikes can't start in gear if the kickstand's down. The older models can, but anything made more recently can't. So to start the bike, we make sure we're in neutral or first. If we're in neutral, we're going to see an N right there, right? See the N. Then you'll also see this green N pop up somewhere on your bike. So if you have a display, that is. So to start the bike, we're going to be using this thing, our clutch, and then we're going to pull in the clutch, push down on the, so we're not in kill, so we're going to push down, right? Put it in run mode, and we're going to hold it down, let that bike start up. Now, once that bike is started up, we're ready to go. What do we have to do? Make sure it's clear. Then we're going to we're going to get in what's called the friction zone. The friction zone is very simple. I promise. Just stay with me. It is, you're just slowly releasing that clutch. See, if I'm not, my hand's over here, so I'm not touching the throttle. The bike will start moving forward if I let that clutch out. But if I let the clutch out completely without adding any throttle, this is what happens. The bike just turns off and it does something called a stall. And if your bike stalls, that's okay. That's okay. All you do, make sure you just recheck your gear, make sure you're in the right gear, pull in that clutch again, let that bike fire back up. Okay? So, now that we've talked about stalling in the friction zone, let's talk about moving forward. So remember, there's an easy rule to remember when learning how to ride a motorcycle. When you're letting go of this side, when you pull in this side, you roll off this side. So if you're pulling in the clutch, you're letting go of the throttle. If you're letting out the clutch, you're adding in more throttle. Okay? Everything works in balance on a bike. This is going to be a constant, I promise. So we're going to slowly release this. We should get different color gloves for this. I just slowly release the clutch, right? We're in that friction zone, right? And we can just walk the bike just like this, right? The bike can just cruise. But if we want to add speed, add that throttle. Okay? That's it. And then we can let go of the clutch once we hit about 10 miles an hour. Anything under 10, I always recommend covering your clutch, and covering your clutch just means lightly pulling on the clutch. Okay, that's it. Nothing special to it. So now that we've talked about how to get the bike going, how do we change gears? Because we talked about the left side of the bike, this side, is going to be how fast you can go. But everyone's probably thinking, but the right side has the throttle. No, that's just how quick you can get there. Okay? Because in first gear, you can only go so fast no matter how hard you push the bike. You have to unlock that new speed by getting to the left side, and that's going to be your clutch and your gears. So now that we've talked about that, let's talk about shifting. Okay, shifting is very similar to starting the bike. We're gonna pull in this clutch right here. Okay, we're gonna pull in the clutch. We're gonna roll off the throttle and engage a little bit of engine braking, just because that's what naturally happens. Then we're gonna lift up on our foot right on that shifter. Okay, we're here, so we're just gonna keep going. Right, and we're gonna just come in right through here, and then come in, pull in on the clutch, shift up. And then we're slowly releasing that clutch as we're adding in more speed, okay? Nice and simple. See, you don't need a lot of space to be doing all this stuff either. So let's say we're going 15. Like, I should probably get back down to first gear. What are we going to do? Shift down. And that's it. How do we shift down? Same exact thing as shifting up, okay? Shifting up and shifting down are going to be the exact same process. So when you're on your bike, if you're trying to think of what you should do when it comes to shifting, nice and simple, same thing up and down. You pull in the clutch, you roll off the throttle, you kick up on the shifter, and at the same time you're adding in more you're adding in more throttle while releasing out the clutch. Okay. Let's say we get into a situation where we get to a stop and we're in second gear because we didn't shift down. What do? Do we try and just drive out of here on second gear, or do we shift down? Most situations, you might be okay staying in second gear. Okay, if you're anything higher than second gear, you definitely don't want to do that. But let's practice good habits. So what we're going to do, push down on the shifter. We're in first gear. Slowly let out the clutch. And we're going to add in throttle as we slowly release that clutch. And I do mean slowly, okay? Nice and slow.